Hey everyone! Dreaming of your next adventure? These top 10 destinations for 2024 will blow your mind. With most countries reopening for tourism, it seems like we're all excited to explore new destinations this year. So, here are my top 10 places to visit in 2024. With travel almost fully back to normal, 2024 is shaping up to be a year full of adventures. Whether you're exploring the dramatic landscapes of the Faroe Islands or going on an African safari in Tanzania, I hope you're able to safely discover some new places this year. Let's kick off this video in Croatia. Like this video if you're ready to explore the world in 2024. I had the chance to visit Croatia last summer, and it quickly became one of my favorite countries. From the stunning scenery along the Dalmatian coast to the medieval seaside towns, Croatia is truly one of Europe's hidden gems. One of the most iconic spots in Croatia is Dubrovnik, located in the southernmost part of the country. This incredible medieval city is built right on the Adriatic Sea. One of my favorite experiences in Dubrovnik was walking along the city walls. You can loop around the entire city and see Dubrovnik from a whole new perspective. Another must-see place in Croatia is Plitvice Lakes National Park. I remember seeing photos of this place years ago, and ever since, I've wanted to see it in person. The area is famous for its crystal-clear terraced lakes, connected by beautiful waterfalls. If you want to explore one of Croatia's unique islands, I highly recommend Dugi Otok. It's one of Croatia's longest islands and home to the tallest lighthouse in the Adriatic Sea. One of my favorite parts of the island was Telaščica Nature Park. The area features a bay full of islands and impressive sea cliffs, a truly unique place. Next, we're heading to Iceland, known as the land of fire and ice. Iceland is easily one of the most beautiful countries in Europe, and even the world, with its volcanic landscapes, endless waterfalls, and gigantic glaciers. Iceland is home to some of the most incredible places on Earth. Probably the most well-known region in the country is southern Iceland. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to get there from Reykjavik, and there are so many attractions and beautiful sights to see. One of the most famous spots is Skogafoss, probably the most iconic waterfall in the country. The falls drop 60 meters high, and the power of the water is just insane. Another favorite destination in the area is Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach. It's an incredible coastline stretching a few kilometers to the west. The black sand is so unique, and my favorite feature of the beach is the Reynisdrangar rock formations. These jagged sea stacks jut out of the ocean, constantly pounded by waves. One of my personal favorite places in Iceland is the Highlands. Located in the interior of the country, it's an extremely unique region with otherworldly landscapes. One of the most impressive places there is Landmannalaugar, home to rainbow-colored mountains with a good amount of volcanic activity, including plenty of fumaroles venting steam. Iceland is just packed with incredible places to explore. While we're still in the Nordics, let's visit the Faroe Islands. I explored these incredible islands last year, and they quickly became one of my favorite destinations. The Faroe Islands are located between Iceland and Norway, and they're home to some of the most dramatic and epic landscapes in the world. One of the main reasons I wanted to visit was to see the Drangarnir sea stacks. You can either take a guided 6-hour hike or go on a boat ride to reach them. I opted for the quick boat ride, and I had a fantastic time exploring the area and marveling at the one-of-a-kind sea stack. Nearby is the Múlafossur waterfall, one of the most scenic waterfalls I've ever seen as it cascades down into the ocean. Another incredible spot is Kalsoy, a narrow island accessible by ferry. At the end of the island is a lighthouse perched on massive sea cliffs, easily one of the most epic places I've ever been. The landscapes of the Faroe Islands are truly unmatched. Next, let's change up the scenery and head to Oman, located on the easternmost part of the Arabian Peninsula. Leave a comment with your dream destination for 2024. I'd love to hear where you want to go. Oman is easily one of the most beautiful countries in the Middle East, with endless sand dunes, historical forts, and idyllic beaches. The capital city, Muscat, is a great starting point for exploring Oman. If you're a fan of mountains, you should definitely visit Jebel Shams, the highest peak in the country with an elevation of 3,009 meters. One of my favorite regions in Oman is the southern part near Salalah. The area is home to the Darbat waterfall and some of the best beaches in Oman. One of my favorites is Fazaya Beach, a pristine area with rolling waves, white sand, and impressive rocky cliffs as a backdrop. Oman is truly an amazing country. From Oman, let's take a trip to the nearby island of Socotra, located in the Arabian Sea. Socotra is one of the most mystical and beautiful islands in the world. To visit Socotra, it's best to go through a tour company. They'll help guide you around the island, secure the proper visas, and arrange your flights from the UAE. One of the most unique features of Socotra is the dragon's blood tree. It's one of the most unusual looking trees I've ever seen. with red sap that resembles blood. The coastline of Socotra is also stunning, with crystal clear water and white sand beaches. I particularly enjoyed Arher Beach, with its sand dunes nestled between cliffs and the coast. The scenery on Socotra is truly on another level. Now let's head to Africa to visit Morocco, located in northern Africa. Morocco is one of the most diverse and historical countries, with snow-capped mountains, a mesmerizing coastline, and the vast Sahara Desert. One of my favorite places in Morocco is Ait Ben Haddou, a historic clay brick village dating back to the 11th century. It's been a popular filming location for movies and TV shows, including Game of Thrones. Another impressive spot in Morocco is the Atlas Mountains. You might not expect to find much snow in Morocco, but the Atlas Mountains are an exception. The highest peak is Toubkal, with an elevation of 4,167 meters. When it comes to Moroccan cities, Casablanca is the largest. My favorite feature of the city is the Hassan II Mosque, built in 1993 with a minaret that stands 210 meters tall. As for Morocco's beaches, one of the most unique is Lagzira Beach, located in southern Morocco on the Atlantic Ocean. The beach has red rock formations, including a peculiar arch, and there's so much to see in this incredible country. Next, we'll visit Sri Lanka, located just south of India. Sri Lanka is an incredibly lush island country, and one of the top places I want to visit this year. It has an amazing coastline and offers some of the best safari experiences in Asia. One of the most recognizable places in Sri Lanka is Sigiriya, or Lion Rock. It's a massive monolith rising out of the landscape, with an ancient fortress built on top in the 5th century AD. Another iconic attraction in Sri Lanka is its trains. The Nine Arch Bridge is one of the most famous spots, and it reminds me of the Glenfinnan Viaduct in Scotland. Sri Lanka is such an underrated country. From there, let's head back to Europe to visit the island of Corsica, located in the Mediterranean. Corsica is easily one of Europe's most beautiful and diverse islands, with idyllic beaches, jagged mountains, and historic cities. One of my favorite places on the island is Bonifacio, a medieval town built atop sea cliffs. It seriously looks like it's about to fall into the ocean. I really enjoyed exploring the town, and there's also a picturesque harbor that's great for a stroll. As for the beaches, I loved Santa Giulia Beach, located just a few minutes' drive from Bonifacio. It took about 30 minutes to hike in and reach the beach, and there was a massive rock formation that made for the most epic backdrop. While I was there, I noticed a cave in the rock, so I swam over to it, and to my surprise, it was a tunnel that connected to the other side. It was such a fun place to explore. If you're looking for a more relaxed beach experience, you can visit the area around Palambaja, which is home to crystal clear, calm waters, perfect for unwinding on the Mediterranean. Another one of my favorite spots in Corsica is the Tour de Turgu, a medieval watchtower perched on cliffs. The hike to the tower was somewhat demanding and took about an hour, but the reward was breathtaking 360-degree views of Corsica's coast. It would have been the perfect place to spot incoming pirates back in the day. Next, we're heading to the South Pacific to visit the islands of French Polynesia. Located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, French Polynesia is the definition of tropical paradise, with pristine beaches, lush mountains, and the clearest water you've ever seen. When you visit French Polynesia, you'll likely first arrive in Tahiti, the biggest island in the country. It's also home to one of the most famous waves in the world, located just off the coast of the small village of Tahupo'o. One of my favorite islands in French Polynesia is Moorea, located right next to Tahiti. You can get there by either flying or taking a ferry. It's known as the Pearl of the Sea, and it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. I especially love Moorea's mountains, which are so jagged and unique. If you're into beaches, there are some amazing ones, such as Time Beach. It's a really relaxing beach with sailboats and stunning scenery, and it's also a spectacular place to watch the sunset. While we're still in French Polynesia, let's head to Bora Bora. Out of all the islands in French Polynesia, Bora Bora is probably the most famous, and after visiting, I totally understand why. The geography of Bora Bora is pure perfection. There's the main island, with its towering dormant volcano, and it's surrounded by a reef that protects the island from the Pacific Ocean's waves. Inside the reef is a lagoon, home to some of the clearest water in the world, filled with vibrant marine life like sharks and rays. One of my favorite spots in Bora Bora is the southwestern lagoon. There's a sandbar that creates one of the most epic scenes, with Mount Odomanu in the background. We also went snorkeling in the area, where we were able to swim with some sharks. If you're looking for a slice of tropical paradise this year, French Polynesia is a destination you absolutely must visit. For our final destination, we're heading back to Africa to explore Tanzania. I visited Tanzania about 10 months ago, and it was one of the most memorable trips of my life. From witnessing herds of millions of wildebeest roaming the savannah to seeing Africa's highest mountain, Tanzania is one of the world's greatest natural wonders. One of the most iconic places in Tanzania is the Serengeti. Enjoyed the video? Smash that like button, subscribe for more, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's one of the best places on Earth to see Africa's wildlife, from leopards lounging in trees to cheetahs sprinting across the savannah. The Serengeti is like the Lion King brought to life. During our time there, we went on daily game drives and witnessed countless incredible moments, whether it was watching two lionesses enjoy the sunset or observing endless herds of wildebeest. But the most unforgettable moment was when we escaped a massive thunderstorm and watched zebras grazing, accompanied by thunderbolts, and the most breathtaking sunset I've ever seen. Beyond the Serengeti, another favorite spot of mine in Tanzania is Oldonyo Lengai. Located near Lake Natron, this active volcano stands just under 3,000 meters tall and is known by local tribes as the Mountain of God. After climbing it, I completely understand why it has that name. We decided to hike the volcano starting at midnight. I honestly didn't know what I was getting myself into, but it turned out to be the hardest hike of my life. However, around 6 a.m., we reached the summit just as the sun began to rise. The sight was unbelievable. I stood on the volcano's rim, looking into the massive crater with its bubbling black lava, said to be some of the coldest lava in the world. The sounds of the earth groaning and the thunderous noise from the volcano were incredible. As I walked to the other side of the rim, I captured one of my all-time favorite shots, overlooking the scenery below. It reminded me of the quote from The Lion King, where Mufasa says to Simba, "Everything the light touches is our kingdom." It was one of the most powerful views I've ever experienced. After spending a couple of hours at the top, our guide, Elijah, suggested we head back to avoid the intense midday sun. The descent was beautiful, and when we finally reached our car around noon, it had taken us a total of 12 hours. Although it was one of the toughest physical challenges I've ever faced, it was undoubtedly one of my favorite travel experiences. Well, that's it for my top 10 destinations to visit in 2024. Let me know where you're planning to travel this year in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your opinion in the comments. Your feedback helps me create better content.